Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Lauren. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about moving on from a 9 to 5. Quick disclaimer, I'm not telling anyone to quit today. I'm not telling anyone to quit right now, tomorrow. I think you should always have a plan in place. So please don't come back saying, I quit and this happened to me, because that's not what I'm saying. Now, to get started, I kind of wanted to give you guys a bit of a background as to why I decided to quit my 9 to 5 and where I was working. So when I first started working, my first job was at Starbucks, and I kept that job for 7 years. 2 weeks after high school, actually, I ended up getting hired at Starbucks, and so I started working. That job got me through everything from beginning college to moving out and living on my own, having a baby, and then moving back with my mom. I mean, it literally got me through every phase in my life up until these last 2 years. And yes, I filmed this March of 2021. So I'm talking about right now, like literally the past 2 years. I quit December of 2018. So I say all of that to say I had a separation problem. It was really hard to leave. I met some of the best people in my life working at Starbucks. When I was young and just graduated high school, the group that I worked with was actually young, either just graduated high school or they were in their very early 20s. So they didn't have any kids. They liked to go out. They were experiencing college. We were kind of all on the same path in our life at that time. Fast forward to me having a baby. A year after that, I ended up moving. And when I moved to a store that there were actually like 4 or 5 moms there. And you guys, that made a world of a difference. I didn't feel alone. I had like literally my own go-to girls to call when I went through anything motherhood. And 2 of them, like, I'm still really, really, really close with. With every stage in my life, there seemed to be coworkers that were actually going through the same thing or had already experienced these things and could just kind of guide me and go through, I guess, like life together and these experiences together. And that made it extremely hard, you guys. I felt like I was never going to leave. And I knew that Starbucks wasn't for me for the rest of my life, but I just wasn't quite sure where I was going to go, where else I would work. Don't get me wrong, I did work at 3 different restaurants, all while still keeping Starbucks. I kind of never really let go. It wasn't until I had to make a decision, and my decision was to go to esthetician school. I needed a job that would work around my school schedule. And my school schedule was literally from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Backtracking just a tad bit, in September of 2018, I got a job at Chili's serving. And that was like a nighttime job. I only worked there at night. A month before I started esthetician school, I actually quit Starbucks because I started January of 2019 in esthetician school. And I really forced myself to do it because I felt like, okay, Starbucks isn't going to be the place for me anymore. I say that to say, when I quit Starbucks, I had Chili's. So I had a backup plan. I had a plan B. Being a mother, I couldn't, where else was I going to get money? I wasn't going to just magically find $1 million and be able to raise my child. I also understood that I had to work. Plus, I can't go without like having some sort of income. I had so much fear of the unknown that I literally did not want to go out and venture for myself. Like, I knew I could, and that kind of made me feel very stagnant. It made me feel like I wasn't doing anything for myself, like I wasn't doing anything for my daughter, and like I wasn't moving fast enough in life. Now, that's a personal thing. That has nothing to do with anyone. This is how I felt, and this is also what pushed me to quitting my 9 to 5. Plural, both of them. I was able to complete my esthetician program. I graduated, I took state board. I started working as an esthetician that same month that I took state board. Working for myself now. Here's the part that I feel like a lot of people don't really tell you, working for yourself is a whole different ballgame. I know that I'm not working for the owner of Starbucks, the CEO of Starbucks. I'm not working for his dream. I'm now working for mine, which means that every day that I wake up, I have to make sure that I am ready, that I am mentally prepared, that I'm spiritually prepared, and that I am in a good place for myself, but also for the people that I come in contact with. I don't want my energy to be upside down because of something that has nothing to do with my clients. I have to work or else I don't make any money, which can be kind of fearful for some people. But let me tell you, you will never understand the feeling of doing something for yourself and you solely reaping those benefits until you do it. Let that fear go, because it's just, that's all it is fear. It's holding you back. It's not allowing you to progress. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, right? Every day is a learning experience. Every day is a growing experience. Moving into the entrepreneurial life, I really had to buckle down and understand that, like, if I don't work, I don't make any money, which means my daughter doesn't eat. And so that put me in a different headspace. And so every single day, like I said, I just make sure that I wake up and I have the courage to get out there and grind in the most peaceful, like, gracious way possible, because it really is possible. I feel like I'm rambling, but I guess I kind of needed to tell you guys this. Going back to quitting your 9 to 5, like, it is the most rewarding thing that you can do when you're in a place where you feel like you're ready for that next chapter of your life. And if you're struggling, let this be confirmation to help you achieve that, open up that next chapter in your life, turn the page, because it's here, it's knocking at your door, and you just have to be ready to open it. It wasn't easy. I took a pay cut, a huge pay cut. I was still able to pay my bills. So you also have to think financially smart, especially if you have little ones to look after. You know, you have to make sure that you still have your finances in order and you're going to be able to still provide. Again, I wouldn't say just quit your job and then look for something else. No, make sure you have something in order or already in play, which is best, because then you have I don't want to say a backup plan, but you have something, that next chapter is already open for you. You're readily available to fully submerge into that next chapter and turn that page, versus kind of just looking at it and not really knowing, like, hey, I can kind of see what this is about, but I haven't really flipped the page. I think that in all actuality, fear prevents you from making the best decisions in your life solely because you're afraid of the outcome. But you'll never actually know the outcome unless you believe in yourself and you take that step. So that 9 to 5, it's going to be there for forever. I promise you. You can always go get another 9 to 5. Whatever it is, honestly, because there's no bad talk about a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 has supported me all the way up until 2 years ago. So there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5. Okay. I'm not here to put anybody down about a 9 to 5. Shoot, I worked a 9 to 5, and it was the 9 to 5 that made me realize my worth, and that made me realize that I was more than what I wanted from the 9 to 5 specifically that I was working, or the 9 to 5s plural that I was working, whether it be at a restaurant or working for Starbucks, right? So for me, it was just more motivation and more, I guess from that I learned and I grew, and I understand that I'm not worth being another number, being another employee, and not having a skill behind me, because I know that I have a lot to offer to, not just for myself, not just for my daughter, but also to the world and to the universe. It's going to be crazy. You're going to have to get your feet wet a little bit in the beginning. It's going to be kind of weird and abnormal, but I promise you, the more you step into your own being and you step into your power, you'll realize how powerful you actually are and how much you actually have to offer to the world, versus working 40 hours a week for just a little bit of money, or even if it's working 40 hours a week for a lot of bit of money, but you're unhappy. And so tying this all together, I would say make sure that you're happy in whatever you're doing. Even if you're working a 9 to 5, make sure that's the 9 to 5 that you're happy with and not comfortable with, because comfortability breeds just negativity, low self-esteem, and also laziness, really, honestly. And I can say that because I was there at one point in my life. Stepping into my higher power and realizing my worth was more than the 9 to 5s that I was working has led me to the place that I am in today. Do I plan on getting better? Yes. Am I still growing? Yes. Am I still learning some things? Yes. Are there times that I'm lazy? Yes. Are there times that I don't want to go to work? Yes. But at the end of the day, this is all solely reliant upon me. And so it's pushed me to be a better me, a better person, and show up for myself every single day. Because sometimes working a 9 to 5, you're just in the motion. You're so used to waking up at 6 a.m., going to bed at 10 p.m., and the motions just keep going. And you're used to getting just those 2 days off or 1 day off. Or hell, I mean, I don't know, for some people, no days off. I look back and I'm like, 7 years I put into this job, and I can tell you guys, I took one vacation, one actual vacation, and the other time that I had taken off work was giving birth to my daughter, and I was off for 3 months. I look back and I'm like, wow, where did my, 19, or actually, where did my 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, where did those years go? Because now I'm 26, and although I'm young, this is, again, I know people of all ages will watch this. So although I'm still young, I look back and I'm like, wow, I really allowed myself, because I was scared, to move into my higher self. And I do believe that everything happens for a reason. And I stayed there again because that's what I was supposed to do until I was ready to step into myself and trust my own process and stop looking at everybody else's and what they're doing. That was when I realized, okay, I'm moving at the right pace. So letting go of that 9 to 5 was perfect for me. I couldn't really be happier with where I'm at career-wise right now. And so I just want to encourage you to step into your higher self, doing what you really love, whether it's leaving that 9 to 5 and going to another one that you know you'll love and you know you'll enjoy, or that you've been scared to do, or accepting that higher position at a separate company. Go for it. This is your sign. This is your time. You got this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments about quitting a 9 to 5, or how you quit your 9 to 5, or if this was even confirmation for you. I'll see you guys next time.